but it was extremely painful. And even for actually several years after that, he would draw me back in and be like, oh, let's, get back together. And, so it was a back and forth and just like this heart tug of war until I finally set myself free of it. But it was really painful.
For the silent whispers you held on like a hard cross. For the times you looked through tears and said, oh, it is lost. And for the courage it takes to risk the pain again. And for the torture you bear when you call your friend.
There was a moment I remember him telling me that if he could be with anyone, he was so messed up, right? I'm so messed up, Krista. If I could be with anyone, I would be with you. I love you, you're amazing, all these things. But if I could do it, I would do it with you. And it just kept me like holding on, like, oh, someday he's going to actually be able to like surrender to love. One day he's going to realize that we're perfect for each other. And then it was shortly after that conversation that he was gone for a weekend, and I had this sinking feeling in my heart. I remember it being in the shower and like falling to the floor and just sobbing, crying, and just like my heart was like being ripped out of my chest. I just knew something, that he was with somebody else or something had happened. And sure enough, when he came back from that trip, he told me that he'd fallen in love.
This is a song for love, for the ones who thought it would never come. And this is a song for the broken-hearted and for the ones still waiting for the one.
When I'm heartbroken, especially in this one, but in every single time I'm heartbroken, it's not isolated to this incident. I write songs. That's what I do. Music was really a major factor for me coping through the process of having a heartache.
So raise your hand if you learned some serious, awesome stuff from a relationship that did not work. Thank you. Yeah.
As a songwriter, that's my first line of defense, really. It's like in the moment, after the fact, years later, I can reflect on it, and it helps me process. It actually helps me get it out. It takes it out of here and here, and it like puts it out here. And so like just the process of writing down even just lyrics or a whole song actually for me is like so healing. It actually like it's like amazing the release that happens through that process of getting it out, and then being able to share it is like another step. Really magical about actually sharing it with others and then seeing that reflection in them and having them like actually receive it and feel my pain and feel my and that adds this other layer of healing and restoration to my soul in the process, and I think in a lot of ways it helps me move on. I definitely think that there's a purpose for heartache. I think in the midst of my worst heartaches, I probably would have not said that. I would have been asking, why is this happening to me, and I feel like I'm going to die. But in retrospect, we can look back and go, wow, when I broke up with that person broke up with me, or that ended, it created this opportunity, or I learned this powerful lesson. I realized through that process who I am or what I want in another person. So many of my exes have taught me what I do not want. And many of my exes also taught me what I do want. I get to say, I really like that quality about that person. I'm gonna put that on my list of things that I'm really looking for in someone. Or that was awful. Like I was in an abusive relationship. That was horrible. To be treated that way. I refuse to be treated that way in the future. So we get to kind of refine and define ourselves in the process and like who we are looking for in a mate and in a partner, and that process of pain helps us grow. Like Yoshi was saying, it helps you grow as a person. It helps you be stronger and just learn, be in that state of surrender where you can see.